There are moments in childhood that no one notices. Quiet moments that slowly turn into deep wounds. A small child standing before a world far bigger than they can comprehend, trying to make sense of the chaos around them, trying to be strong long before they even understand what strength means. This is where the story begins. The story of a child who had to grow up too soon. When a child is forced to be the adult of the house, something inside them begins to disappear. They learn silence. They learn the fake smile. They learn to hide their fear so the world around them doesn't collapse. This is how childhood fades, quietly. The child starts observing every detail, the tone of voice, the eyes, the footsteps. They learn to read anger before it happens, to predict problems before they appear. This isn't maturity, it's survival. You're mature for your age. A sentence that sounds like praise, yet carries the weight of unspoken pain. A reminder of a childhood never lived. The child becomes a healer, a protector, an emotional mediator. They act like the family's therapist without understanding what they're doing. And under that pressure, the brain begins to reshape itself. This is what's known as parentification, the unnatural transformation from child to parent. They are asked to carry emotions far too big, responsibilities far too heavy, and fear far too dark for their small, innocent heart. Their mind learns to stay alert at all times. No room for rest. No room for play. Just constant scanning for mistakes to avoid and emotions to calm. The child begins to believe that asking for help is dangerous, that wanting to play is selfish, that crying is weakness. So they hide themselves even more. Eventually, the child becomes an expert actor, strong, calm, mature. But the mask they wear slowly becomes a prison. They grow up, but the wound grows with them. It follows them into relationships, into work, into the way they see themselves. They appear independent, powerful, unshakable. Yet deep inside, they're terrified of depending on anyone. Joy begins to feel strange, maybe even dangerous, because they never learned how to feel happy without fear. They succeed out of fear of failure. They work constantly because stillness reminds them of old pain. They exhaust themselves because rest feels unfamiliar. Love becomes a mirror reflecting the wound. They fear closeness, yet crave it at the same time. Then begins the questioning. What happened to me? Why do I feel this way? Why do I tire so easily? Eventually, they meet their inner child, the version of themselves that was scared, unprotected, unheard. And the healing journey begins. There is no healing without tears, no growth without facing what was buried. Here, true strength is born. They learn to take off the masks, to say no, to rest, to stop saving everyone at the expense of themselves. They return to their true self, discovering they were never broken. They were only protecting themselves in the only way they knew. And now, it's time to change. They may not have had a full childhood, but they can still build a different future. One filled with honesty, comfort, and inner freedom. They grew up too fast, but now they finally have the chance to grow peacefully.